Greetings, grasshoppers. Welcome this morning to another episode of the Bot Signal. Today, video best practices and the silent movie test. What is it when you apply it? All of the questions. We will answer those here and talk about a couple of other video tips. You know what? Sometimes my cat needs to come on and just be with me during the broadcast, like completely, honestly, directly in my lap. So I'm going to help move him to the lap place. That's right, son. I love you, but whoa. Okay. So let's talk about some video best practices. I know that a lot of you out there are, wanting to explore maybe some different things, kitty. His name is Odin, and he is the master of this house. We don't play. We don't play like we own the house. We know that he does, and we are simply his staff. Anyway, video best practices. The reason we're talking about this is, it's one of the things that I'm going to teach in more depth about in the class that I have coming up. Super excited about all of that, of course. Now, here's the thing. With video, there are certain things to remember that there's just certain best practices. Video has changed a lot, and it changes all the time. Best practices that I talk about today might not be the best practices by the end of 2021. Who knows what's going to happen? Hey, one of the great gifts of 2020, and there weren't many, but let's just go ahead and highlight the silver lining. One of the greatest gifts is that I don't take for granted the fact that this year's going to basically go like last year or the year before or the year before that. When I think of the year ahead, I think of everything we went through in 2020, and I think there's no reason that things won't change as much, maybe for the same or different reasons, in 2021. So that makes the future a more exciting place, doesn't it? For me, that makes it a real exciting place in terms of my marketing. Where's it going to go? Engagement marketing, as you know, that's the future. And video, if I were to make an architectural structure out of engagement marketing, video would be like the cornerstone of it. It just would. People respond to it more. They respond to it a heck of a lot more than text. So I do a lot of video, but it's definitely not polished. Well, there are a couple of forms of video you can do, right? You can absolutely do the polished format where you shoot a bunch and you kind of get different angles. We'll say the documentary method, okay? To separate that. You can absolutely do the documentary method of everything. Now, the documentary method looks polished, baby. Looks like an HBO miniseries. It's beautiful, right? The time that it takes, though, is a little off-putting. Unless you are a documentary filmmaker and you have a bunch of, editors working for you that take the time to cut that footage down and, arrange it in a compelling way for people, then it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. If you don't have those editors, it's a lot of time. What do entrepreneurs not have? Some time. Entrepreneurs are, whatever stage of the business they're at, whether they're just right at the beginning, whether they're in the, the middle, the thick of things, whether they're scaling, whether they're, starting an empire, doesn't matter where you are. Entrepreneurs fill their time, and they fill their time with things that they try to fill their times with things that they're good at. Video editing, sometimes not what they're good at. Another thing that you can do is something that is called light editing. This is what I mean. Don't do all the bells and whistles. Uh, make your message stand out, make that message shine. Don't make all of the bells and whistles talk first. I am always in danger of this. This is one of those things that I need to watch out for because all I want to do is put bells and whistles into everything. It's a problem. It's a problem because sometimes when that borders on distracting, then it's actually going to take away from your message. For me, I have some room before I get there, but that is where I would love for things to go. I mean, it's not the extreme end of everything, but I want to walk that line in the middle where what I'm doing with my video is I'm adding to my message. I'm using it as punctuation, but it's not the full on documentary style. So one of the things that people will often do is they'll go ahead and shoot the video, and then they will edit it together, but they won't do absolutely everything. Like if you've ever seen a jump cut, which is where I'll be talking along or whatever on a video, and then you see me start the next sentence and my head is over here. Kind of the jump cut of it all. That's just basically when you go through your video and you go, that part, it needs to go boop, and it takes it out. And then, you end up here for one scene and then you're over here for the next. So that's one of the things that people do to try to cut down the time needed for that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we have another kind of video, and that's the kind of stuff that I'll produce that certainly on the side for myself and some of the clients. Video that has little stingers in it. So it's something that stingers. What do I mean by stingers? I shouldn't say jargon right now. Video that has an intro and an outro, that kind of a thing. That can be pretty easily done. It does take a bit of work at the beginning, but you've got stuff that you can reuse and put into different videos, things like that. So there are some things that you can do to dress up a video to make it, obviously look professional, but are not the full, the pull all the stops out, pay somebody 10 grand to come to your house and shoot you for a couple days. No. No. So a lot of people do that, and that's absolutely wonderful, but I don't know where I'd fit other people in here. I just don't know. Let me catch up on the comments. What I just realized is I may have misspoke. Sorry, my contacts are giving me problems this morning. I do a lot of live and then save it so it's consumed as video. Are they different? Yeah, they are different. And let me get into that as well. So a different kind of video is exactly what I'm doing now, which is the live stream. The live stream. Yeah, it rocks my world, right? I do one. I do them all the time. I love them. I love them because I'm able to at least semi have a conversation with my audience. I can, talk to them, answer questions, ask questions, get folks to participate. I can do all those things, and it's really a wonderful deal. That's what I love about live stream. The other thing I love about live stream is that I can, sometimes when you've thought about an idea a lot and then it comes the time where you need to verbalize it, and you verbalize it in such a way that it's like, wow, I need to write that down. That happens to me in live stream. A lot of times videos are pre-recorded, pre-rehearsed, all of that kind of stuff. Great, except that it loses that moment. It loses the passion of the moment, and that's what I like to focus on. that's what really comes out, I think, in my live stream that would not necessarily come out in a video per se. So live stream. The beauty, you don't really have to edit it. Some people do though. And I do. I actually do. I will take the video from this or other live streams, and I actually have somebody on my team do this, cut it into little sound bites and distribute it over the internet for what we call micro content. Of course, we've talked about that before, those 60 to 90-second blurbs, those little eye catchers that brings people in. So exactly, it supports the beginning of a new relationship. Oh yeah, absolutely. So and I think that the live streaming supports the beginning of a new relationship. That's what I'm taking your comment to mean. So with the video, I want to talk to you about one of the best practices. Oh, and I was talking about micro content. Let me circle back to that. Micro content, for me, it's video based. And I do some important stuff with the micro content. A lot of it, and you'll see this a lot, the videos that tend to stop people scrolling through the internet. Hey, Jessica, good to see you. The videos that tend to stop the scroll are the ones that have kind of if you think of a square, the top maybe 20% there has like a 5-word title of the video, something that really kind of grabs the sense of it right away. You've got the video in the middle taking up the larger part of the square. And then that little, 20% across the bottom, you have what are called sometimes subtitles. You've got the words that people are saying on the video. This passes what is called the silent movie test. Okay. Now, the silent movie test can be used on all video. It can. And really, what it is this. If you turned the sound off on your video and you went ahead and played the first 5 seconds with the sound off, would what is happening on the screen be enough to catch your attention so that you'd maybe watch for 60 seconds? That's what the silent movie test is. I think it's a great test. Honestly, that's the greatest. I mean, come on. I love it when people give stuff these little nicknames because it's so much easier to remember, isn't it? Silent movie test. It makes me think of old-timey-wimey movies. Let me see. I think I've actually got I think I've got a little gift from which, I use that stuff all the time. Old-timey silent movie videos. Okay, so Abbott and Costello. We used to watch that when we were small children. Wow, that was a long time ago. Anyway, the silent movie test. If you were to go back and look at your videos right now, just some of the last ones you've released on the internet, not counting the live streams, there are a couple of things that I do with my live stream to try and pass the silent movie test. But it's a little bit different on live stream because I can't engineer the subtitles to run across as I'm talking. So I need something else to get people's attention on that. Hey, Jessica, the Black Belt Bot Twilight Zone. That is exactly what that was. In a world where... No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So point of all of that being, with the silent movie test, with turning it all off, the sound, and going, okay, is what is happening visually on the screen enough to cause people to stop scrolling? Now, I mean, it's hard for one person to answer for all of the people, right? So, take this test to a few members, objective members of your target market, or maybe some past clients, and say, hey, is this little bit enough to make you watch? If it's a video that has been pre-recorded, I encourage firmly, suggest strongly, hey, just get them on there, subtitles, and a title for the video. For me, these are, when I do micro content, I create a different title for the micro content than I do for the show. For instance, I'll have a show and I'll have, 3-4 sound bites come out of it. I will give those little baby sound bites a different title, and I will make it be catchy and short, because people are speeding around the internet, man. They're going from one thing to another, and sometimes that scroll gets pretty fast. So got to have a title that makes people pay attention. 5 words is good. Aim for that 5 words if you can. If you can be clear with 5 words, yay. If you can't be clear with 5 words, practice. It's okay. It's okay to practice. At any rate, so there we are. Silent movie test. In that 5 seconds with the sound off, are you grabby enough? With the micro content, I am. With the live stream, I've got to do things differently because I can't have the title floating across. I can't have the other words floating across. I am working on a little routine for that. For the new year here. And what I have been doing is I just put something up. I put this up, the little sign that says, coming on in a little while. I play the music. Usually I also have a little intro that did not play today. But for the best thing for me, and this is what my speaking coach has taught me, Jane Empowers, some of you know her, crazy redhead. Anyway, what she has taught me is, have a wow factor. Have something in there that is, hey, have a quote, have a wow factor, have something that catches people's attention, and then go do the thing where I introduce myself. And it's true. It's sort of like a lot of videos you see. Like, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I watch a lot of terrain crafting videos and different things that relate to my hobbies, right? So when I'm watching these videos, the first thing that they do is they dip into the topic just a little bit, kind of put out that wow factor, or whatever you want to call it, right? They put that out, and then they take time to run the show intro or whatever, right? Just to catch people's attention before they do the show intro. Now, used to be everybody did the show intro first, and then they get into the show. What that's moving into, especially in the video realm and in the live stream realm too, is you've got to tell them why this is important and why they're there and what they're there to find out. It's just exactly like when you read an ad, a little Facebook ad floating by or something like that. You click on the thing. Half of you is wondering, when you go from clicking to the landing page, are you in the right place? So this is the second video of the day. Second video of the day. No, it's my first, and I have not had coffee. I know you can tell out there. I know you love me still. All right, so second tip of the day. If you're doing a live stream and you can't do, some of the flashy title things and subtitles because it's just not possible at this point, make that first 5 seconds of the show something that gives some punch to your topic. Tell people why they're there, why they're listening. Get into it just a little bit. It's like leaving a Reese's Pieces on, ET here. I'm really dating myself today, people. Anyway, it's like leaving a little Reese's Pieces in a trail and going, yep, you're in the right place. Then do your intro, whatever it is you do. Some people have, video intros that they do. Sometimes people just do an audio one, whatever it is, and then skip to that main material. Instead of starting with an intro and then going to your main material, take some time to tell them why they're there first and what they're going to find out. Then, if you have some sort of an introduction that you do that. That's the way that things are going, certainly. So I am constructing my show to follow that route as well. But really, with video best practices, when I'm reading up on the best practices of the moment, which video is something that I pull articles often on video best practices and video examples that are doing well out there. I pull that often because video is one of the cornerstones of my marketing, and I find it to be very, very engaging as well. Silver Fox, so important to have captions. Big supporter and advocate. Thank you for discussing this. Oh yeah, it's huge. It's huge. The topic of accessibility on websites has been on my mind lately. But also, just accessibility in terms of what we're doing on videos as well. I know that this was a few years ago, but I was doing YouTube videos, and YouTube at the time, I think they still do it, but at the time they would, caption it for you. And at the time, what I thought about was, what my thinking was, get those subtitles in there so that they can be keywords that people can search on YouTube, and you'll get more video views. These days, what I'm thinking about is how much of the internet is completely inaccessible to those with, hearing problems, seeing problems, things like that. How much are you missing out on if you don't take the time, and it's not very much, to go ahead and put subtitles on something? It's become so easy nowadays to do so. Why wouldn't we? You're missing out on people that you could meet that would be wonderful, beautiful connections for you. Some of them could be business relationships. Some of them could be partnerships. You're missing out on people. There's a swath of people you're missing if you don't put subtitles on your videos. So Jessica says, what I've been noticing the most is your natural lighting with your video and expression today. Looks good on you. But yes, coffee is great too. I will tell you this, Jessica empowers. I was looking back at some of my live streaming videos from this show, and I was like, wow, that does not look good. So for instance, the picture behind me looks crystal clear, but depending on how big of a screen you're looking on, I might look faded out and blurry. If you're watching me on a giant TV screen, which more power to you, but that's a little intimidating. Anyway, so long story short, shorter, I switched my camera over the weekend. I did that because I noticed that I was very much out of focus and kind of faded out. I was using my MacBook Pro camera. This computer costs a lot of money. That camera, though, anyway. So I have my very trusty LG C922. That's the one, Logitech. Logitech, not LG. Logitech C922. That's what I have. So I took it from my side camera and promoted it to my big camera. So kudos for noticing. That's pretty cool. I have been noticing when I catch my own face when I'm doing these things, I have been noticing that it's a lot sharper as well. So, and this fancy lighting right here, it's a desk lamp. That's right. I just put it in the right position, and it kind of looks like sunlight. A gentle sunlight is coming in on this side, Loving it too. I notice these little details and I try to make my live streams appropriate to that. So thanks for noticing, Jessica. Silver Fox, did you hear about Zoom charging and a lawsuit? Charging creators is wrong. Okay, I have not heard about that. I shall investigate. It doesn't make sense to me. Zoom already charges. So I need to, I will look that up right after this show and I will let you know. But yeah, Zoom's already charging. So I don't know what their beef is. Also, they're probably one of the richest companies in the world at this point. Okay, you guys, I've been on Zoom since 2015. Every client I've ever had until March of 2020, I had to teach how to use Zoom. People didn't know what it was. Unless you did a business like this, you just didn't know what it was. And now everybody knows. And the reason is they've all got accounts. And the reason is, of course, the pandemic. So I'm thinking they've got enough money right now. But I'll investigate that and look it up. If you want to shoot me a link privately, and I will investigate, because that would be indeed ridiculous. So very good. Jessica, I find it a great creative writing, communication exercise to alt text my photos and distill them down. It is kind of a nice experience, isn't it? What Jessica is talking about there is alt text. It's a little beyond the scope of the show, but just real quickly, if you have a picture on your website, something called a screen reader for the visually impaired will go ahead and read your website. They also read your pictures. They read your photos. And so if you can come up with, a real short alt text description for the folks that either have a terrible internet connection and can't download the actual image, or have a screen reader working for them, it's really, it's one of those practices. Just like creating a 5-word title for your micro content, it's an exercise in distillation. How can you make that complete and interesting and concise? Love those exercises too. LOL, you see how I engineer a setup for lighting and stuff sometime. Well, yeah. Yeah, I know. I've had all different kinds of things happening as well. So don't feel alone. And Silver Fox, I feel companies need to make it a bit easier for creators. It's been difficult for me to add as I research from different privately. So Silver Fox, let's chat about that, because I would love to know, kind of what for creators, it is the world is a difficult place. Particularly YouTube creators and things like that. There's just this thing that says, hey, now jump through this hoop. Hey, we're a major social network. You're getting great exposure here. Now jump through this hoop. And eventually the number of hoops that you have to jump through eventually makes it so that your creations are now, that much. It's incredibly limiting. And so I feel your pain there. I actually saw a post recently where someone sent a refund request for a course with videos because they didn't have subtitles and CCs on their video content, which is such a shame. Tis a shame. Tis a shame. And that's one of those lessons that course creators, all of you out there, I'm talking to you. I love you. You're my people. And I'm a course creator too. Put subtitles on your course content. Do this thing. If you don't do this thing, then you're making it difficult for people to consume content that they've paid for. You can't do that. Don't do that. Don't be that marketer. Don't be that course creator. Put the subtitles on your videos, because not only doesn't make, the videos inaccessible to people with hearing issues. It also makes your video, it also discourages for people from watching your video when they are also trying to put the kid to sleep. We do this thing with our online courses. We're like, oh, you can take this in your pajamas in the middle of the night. What if you're also trying to put your kid to sleep? You don't want those subtitles. I don't have kids. My doggy and my kitty, they seem to go to sleep just by themselves. I don't have to worry about that. But I have nieces and nephews, and they're sometimes hard to put to sleep. I've seen it. You've got people that are trying to do things quietly. They want to consume your course material. They can't if you don't have the subtitles on there. PSA. All right. I know someone who relies on descriptions like that. Her posts are interesting the way she describes the images. Interesting. Yeah, I've started to struggle with hoop jumping. It has made work frustrating that shouldn't be. Yeah. Yeah. Silver Fox, looks like you have to go. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday wins. Bring some wins, Silver Fox. It'll be great. So yeah, the jumping through the hoops, we do it on all of the major social networks, right? When we're on someone else's land, when we're on somebody else's digital property, we do need to follow their rules. Some of the rules are great. Some of the rules not so great. And the bigger a social network is, it appears that, at least if you're following the trend of the big ones like the Twitters and Facebooks and the YouTubes of the world, the bigger they get, the more hoops you need to jump through. And it starts to be less like, okay, rules like no hate speech, which something we can all agree on. And it gets to more rules that don't seem to have make sense at all. And yet you've got to jump through this hoop and have this many followers and do this many things. Well, yeah, I don't know what that has to do with connecting to people one-on-one. I don't know what it has to do with engaging them. So anyway, that was a bit of a rant, but I know that y'all still love me. At least I hope so. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, video best practices. This is something I stay up on. This is something that I have shows occasionally about. When I hear of some new kind of thing that people are incorporating, and these are things I try to do myself, obviously, that is something that is very much watched in my world and very much responded to as well. So Teresa says, it's why I've started moving back to a platform that I have more control on, content driven, not social media oriented. In the olden days, and I'm talking about 10 years ago, okay, social media used to be like, if you think about it like a bicycle wheel, your website was the middle. Your website was the hub of that wheel, holding everything together. Social media was a way to point people back to your website. You had all of these little, points in the universe that could be a billboard kind of pointing back to people interacting with you on your website. As social media grew to be the behemoth that it is today, people started thinking, well, they want to stay on platform, so I just got to keep them on the platform. So I just won't put this stuff on my website. The problem is the hoops. So you've got a trade-off to make. And to me, it sounds frustrating, but it's actually good. The trade-off is, if you want to keep people on the social platform that they're on, if you don't want to lead people off to your own website, you've got to follow their rules and jump through all the hoops that they say, whether they make sense or not. The benefit is you have your stuff on the website, on the platform, and more people, maybe, ideally, hopefully, see your stuff. But then you've got the other side of it. that says, let's put the real action on our websites. Let's put value. Let's give value to people, not just clickbait. All right. Let's give some value to people and let's lead them back to our website. Our websites where we're in charge. You know, there are rules on websites. There's rules for texting. There's rules for everything, of course, darlings. But these rules generally stay where they are. And we're given a playground. We're given an opportunity to design that client experience the way we want it to. That's what we want to do. That's what we got to do. So anyway, that's really today's show. If you've got any questions, toss them in there in these final moments. Meanwhile, certainly I'm going to tell you about some things that I got going on coming up in the future. Listen, the greatest, most awesome live event in the world is coming. And it's coming on 7 days from now, people. January 14th. It's a free event. It's called Skyrocket Live. I am going to be there hanging out all day. I'm going to be teaching the 3 ninja secrets of engagement. Okay? These are secrets that you can put to work in your business same day, no software required, that will get you more engagement on your posts, more engagement on the things that you are constantly, every communication opportunity you have with your audience, we can make better with engagement marketing. And I'm going to give away the 3 free secrets on how to do that next Thursday. Which I won't have a show that day because, I can't be in 2 places at once. I mean, someday I'll engineer that, but right now I can't do it. I will be, it's going to start 10 o'clock Central. We're going to roll all day long until 4 o'clock. There'll be a lunch in there. We're going to talk about this stuff. We're going to break it down. And we're not just going to talk about and discuss. We're actually going to help you put some things into practice so that you leave there with a strategy on how to apply these things. Why am I giving this away? Because I know that once you experience some of this, you're going to want more. And I've got more. Trust me, I've got more. I want people to know. I want people to know that this is possible, that you don't have to, my friends call it bro marketing. You don't have to bro marketing anymore. You don't have to have a clickbait headline. You don't have to get millions of people on your list and spam them twice a day, every day for the rest of their lives. You don't have to do any of those things that make you feel like you're, my clients, when they come to me, they often feel like they've been beaten over the head with the idea that they have to do marketing this way or they won't be successful because everybody who's been successful does it this way. You know what? There's a whole diverse way of marketing out there. There's a whole diverse way of marketing that pulls in people, treats them with respect like they're a human being, and gets people the value that they want to get. There's a whole way out there, and I want to teach you all about it. So come by. Register for the deal, Skyrocket Live. I flashed it. I'll flash it again here. I need you in my life. Well, you can arrange this pretty easily. Do come. Do sign up, Silver Fox. We'll have a good time. We'll have a good time at the event next week. That's going to be a wonderful thing. So, my friends, we just wanted to tell you about that. Also, I have a class, the Epic Engagement Formula. That bad boy is coming up next week. Not next week. Week after. Whoa, I skipped a week. January 18th, that is going to be available. Hint, hint, the people who go to my event might get a little discount on that class. I'm not sure. But, we'll talk about it. it's under consideration. Jessica, I've been learning so much about ecosystem merging, and I'm moving more toward that than what I've been trained in for JV brokering, creating a hybrid that feels so much more authentic. Yes. Yes, Jessica. Marketing your way. Listen, this is so weird. When we build our products and services and offers, we are told to be, this is your stuff. We're encouraged to be ourselves. We're encouraged to give people our genius. We're encouraged to make this stuff up. This is the beauty of being an entrepreneur. This is the beauty of having an online business as well, that you get to make the rules. You get to make your 10 steps to, digital world domination or whatever you're going to do. You can make up a program. You can make up a system. You can do anything you want. It's a blank canvas. And then we step into the marketing shoes, and everybody says, you have to wear this suit right now. You need to dress like these other people. You need to sound like these other people. You need to say the words that these other people are saying. And if you don't, you're never going to make it. What? Why? No. We say no. So if you also say no, show up to Skyrocket Live. Again, next week, free event, full day, and it's going to be a doozy. So my friends, that's all I've got today. Thank you for stopping by. Tomorrow we're doing Friday Wins. Friday Wins is a beautiful thing. We haven't been able to do it the last couple of weeks because Fridays have been holidays, but you know what? This week we're starting on back. So we're going to celebrate a lot of wins tomorrow. Show up, bring yours. We'll celebrate you too because we love you. And thank you for so much of what you do out there. It's a tough world, and you know what? We're going to thrive. We're going to thrive in this environment no matter what. We're entrepreneurs. That's what we do. So thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you in a bite.